All right, let's get to some weather. Um, I usually do my runs on Monday. I decided not to do Monday. I did today, this morning.
Okay. And how'd it go?
It felt great outside. It wasn't as humid outside.
Really?
It didn't feel as humid.
Okay.
It didn't feel. Well, okay.
Becca's
This was also.
stunned and
But
surprised.
here's the thing. This was also 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So bright and early. Well, that's probably the best time to go out running. You know.
I was like, let me avoid my heart rate jumping up to 190.
Yeah, and we had some clouds. That certainly
Yeah,
helped
yeah,
as well.
it was
But
good.
yeah, it is so humid out there, and that's going to be kind of the theme for this week. And it looks like it's raining pretty much from every view we have, but it is currently downpouring, and we can see a couple of those downpours just off into the distance over towards our Dallas camera. This is in northern Gaston County. Really gives you a bird's eye view across the region. Live view courtesy of our Mr. Sparky Carolina Cam Network. And today is going to hold the highest coverage in terms of how many storms we actually see. This is developed just after lunchtime, right on schedule, tapping into that moisture, and certainly that daytime heating as well. So it's pretty sporadic, not necessarily raining in every location, and this has never been a widespread chance for storms. It's just going to be the beginning of a wet Tuesday likely. Now, briefly heavy downpours can be possible at times, and the movement of this is extremely slow. All of this kind of drifting over towards the south and west. So the slow-moving nature of this could dump a lot of rainfall in a short amount of time. That's always going to be the concern, and some isolated flooding will also continue as well, especially with all the recent rainfall that we've been getting. This is just rain on top of rain, could create some excessive runoff concerns. Zooming out, it's this stationary front that we have been dealing with since the weekend that has brought rounds and rounds of rain to the region, some of which have been quite some soakers, 2 to even 4 inches of rainfall in some isolated spots. So alongside that frontal boundary, that's where all the rainfall activity is. And we're going to be watching from now all the way through about 9-10 o'clock for some spotty downpours, some of which could contain some strong to damaging wind gusts with any severe thunderstorm that does develop. Think upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Heavy rainfall that could lead to some isolated flooding concerns, as well as extending into that late afternoon, early evening commute. And this is just going to be more of that rinse and repeat cycle that we've been talking about. So each and every day, all the way through the end of the work week, is going to feature some sort of low excessive rainfall impact, again, for the potential for streams and creeks to be overwhelmed by all of this rainfall. Today is warm, it's muggy. You'll notice when we see those high temperatures only staying in the lower 80s, it's still going to be feeling like the upper 80s, even close to 90 degrees in many spots. But 82 is what we'll do for the high temperature today. That's likely going to be the coolest day out of the week ahead. So Futurecast, again, alongside that front, is where we see all of the storm activity. And we'll have a chance for the mountains, Charlotte Metro, extending all the way down into our South Carolina counties. Again, this continuing until late tonight. Certainly a stronger severe thunderstorm is possible, but the main concern is just going to be heavy rainfall and, of course, the lightning, especially heading home from that commute. Now, we've got tons of tropical moisture to work with. That's why this week is going to be so humid. Combine that with the stationary front, and this is what's going to bring the locally heavy downpours and intense rainfall rates. This is not something that goes away anytime soon. So rainfall chances, well, we're keeping them around not only through the work week, but into the weekend as well. But it's also the weekend when we see more of an isolated risk. And because of that, highs are going right back up to the 90s. Dew points, well, they're off the charts. 70s indicating tropical-like air. That is going to be the trend. Now, today also brings the higher chance for storms as well, especially with yesterday's only minimal coverage. Today, we're going to see a lot more of them. Highs today, middle 80s across the Charlotte Metro. Again, rain chances really ramping up over the next couple of hours. Not necessarily widespread, but this is what we'll be watching for. Yesterday, made it to 88. We actually saw a decent amount of sunshine. It certainly felt like the lower to middle 90s. Today, it's going to be the cooler day. So Futurecast, here's 3-4 o'clock. We've got spotty downpours across the entire region. This continues through the late evening hours as well. By the time we get to late tonight, early Wednesday morning, starting off with some clouds, few morning showers, and then yet we do it all again. And this is just going to be the trend, guys, going into Thursday and Friday as well. So welcome to August. August, by the way, is on average our wettest month of the entire year, and it's certainly going to be feeling like it. So putting this all together in this 7-day forecast, today, lower 80s, but then we slowly start to climb back up. Best coverage for showers and thunderstorms will be today. We'll also have some cloudy skies that will keep high temperatures at bay and then slowly warming back up. I will say we do have a concert tonight that our weather intern Rachel is going to at the Pavilion, but we also do have the Charlotte FC game this evening, and I will say there looks to be storms in and around the area for the entirety of the match, and we've got their second Leagues Cup match on Friday, still having a thunderstorm risk, but slowly we'll be warming back up to the 90s by the time we get towards this weekend, with rain chances gradually lowering as well. But it's a nice break, I'd say, from the intense heat. I prefer 80s way more than the 90s.